I had to stop because I had a knock on the door and kaboom. Couch is all bye-bye. One more thing I don't have to worry about. Okay, now where was I? Just talking a little bit more. Here's an armoire, and this comes out in two pieces. They're going to wipe this all down, but see how tight it fits in there? And isn't that cool? You know, if you have a little cubby area or something, instead of building cabinets in there, maybe you can find an armoire that fits right in the opening. Now this came in two pieces, and I told the guy, I said, I don't want you just wiping around it. I want you pulling it out. So they're going to have to pull it out and gently take the top bit and then slide it over here in this bedroom and take the bottom portion out, slide it over there so that they can wipe down the sides of the walls, the back of the wall, the back and sides of the armoire and all that. Don't skimp. You know, when you want to get rid of cigarette smell, okay, the washing machine and stuff, now they're going to leave that after I told you don't skimp. They're not going to disconnect this, but technically if you had a moving cart, you'd probably disconnect that, pull that out of this opening, take the bifold louver door out of there, take this other door off so that you don't rub up against anything, and then slide that out of the opening, sneak back in there, wipe everything down on the inside. They're not going to do that. I told them to wipe down as best they could and sneak in there and be a little midget and try to get in there and get all the work done. Okay? And so all that, can you believe it? All this stuff has to be done, and they think they can do it in 2 to 3 days. Now, if you have a condo rental, stress the fact, hey, please do not smoke in my unit. I mean, these guys knew not to smoke in here, and their boss is running it through his insurance company, and his insurance company is going to have to pay for all this. Whatever the insurance company doesn't pay for, he's going to have to pay for out of his own pocket. And even these little plastic inserts, these little drawer goodies, those all have to be wiped down. And even this ironing board, that has to be wiped down, and that cover has to be wiped down. And inside this armoire, I've got little plastic trays, and this was kind of cool. It was an armoire, and the TV used to fit down in here. Here, let me show you this. The TV is up here now. Well, it used to be down in here, but then I found these little drawers, and I put those in, and son of a gun, they fit right in. Now I've got 9 little drawer things that slide out. Now they've got to clean all this stuff. And then the top here, people could use the top there too. And then you've got some little slots down there that you could use as well. But all that's got to be cleaned out. And I've got another loft. There's another loft in here. There's all kinds of stuff up in there. That all has to be taken down. Anybody's got any stuff up there? Now you got to treat all that stuff, and even the flooring on there, you got to treat that. You know, all this stuff. And as you saw, laminate flooring down here. This all has to be cleaned off, so they're going to have to take this bed apart. Take the bed apart, get it out of here so they can clean all that, then treat the bed before they slide it back in here. So it's quite the process to do that. And speaking of beds, the bedspread had to come off, the sheets, the bed skirt, all the pillows, shams, and mattress pad. You know, he said you could clean those, but again, I didn't trust that. If you're living here, you could try that first. But in this case, I'm getting all new bedding and all that for this unit. Wow. You know. And I'm hoping I don't have to paint this. After they get all done, we'll see how this smells. And incidentally, they're also going to bring in a couple ozone machines, and that pumps ozone out, and anything that is not 100% fresh air, it grabs onto that and it changes it to what does it change to? Oxygen. And so any smells in these rooms, it's going to take that and zap it. All right. Even got a little owner's closet there. The owner's closet was locked up But I opened that and I asked him, I says, what's going to happen in there? Hey, got to clean it all out. Okay, fine. Even the eyeball lights, the little can lights, there's not too many in this unit, okay? But those have to be cleaned out too. So just everything you can imagine, you've got to do it, because if you don't, that smell could still be there. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but it's a given. The carpets all have to be cleaned 100% as well. Don't forget that, especially. Now, how much do you think all this is going to cost? You know, the guy, he's got a list a mile long with all of his services, plus all the stuff that I've got to take care of in here too. And I'm going to guess it's going to be maybe over $10,000 total for everything that's got to be done in here. And I'm sure glad it's being run through an insurance company. And if you have a condo rental, you might want to charge each guest like an insurance policy. I think they do those, but I'm not sure if it covers smoke. I talked to somebody and they said that's what they were planning on doing from now on, and it's like $33 or less than $40, and that covers the entire stay of somebody's stay, if it's a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever. And that covers damages to any of your properties or anything like that. Like, see the mini blinds over here? These mini blinds have to be fixed. They can't be fixed, and I'm not sure how they were able to do that. I mean, you've got to be a genius to snap that off. And each one of these has little lines in there. The line had to be cracked off of the blind and not damage the string. I just don't know how. I'm still scratching my head on that one. But you can't just fix that. I've got to take this down. I've got to run it to a shop, make sure they have the same color, the same design that matches this. And that right there could be $250 if I can't find it. They have to special order it. If I have to run around town and find one and order it and pick it up and come back here and install it, and if it's over the span of 2 or 3 weeks, you know, it's just crazy things like that. That if you have an insurance policy, hey, no problem, I'll fix it and I'll charge somebody for it. Even these seats, somebody was sitting on it. These were leather seats, very nice, and now it's got a nice little ugly rip on it. That's got to be it. You know, how are you going to get that fixed? I've got 3 of them here, and do you think somebody can match this exact color, the same piping on there? This one here has little etches on it, right there, right there, right there. So maybe I'm saying maybe it's not the best thing to have leather seats in a rental. Somebody was sitting, had a knife or something in their pocket, and did something and ripped that. Oops. So the thought with that is they have a sunbrella material that is something that you can wipe off and clean, and it airs out really good, and it's called sunbrella. And so I'd have to take these out, take it someplace, and get them to redo those covers. And that's what I'm going to do with sunbrella material. The same thing is going to be done with that chair and with those 2 chairs. See, these chairs, nobody should ever use white. And here's why. Look at all those marks. You get marks on seats. You know, somebody sits there a couple times and you get marks that you cannot clean. You try to clean them and then you show water stain. See that water stain? Look it. Because they only try to clean right here. They only try to clean oopsie right there. And there's a tip for you. And if you haven't seen my video on that, when you're trying to clean a cover like this, you want to saturate this entire thing with water. Okay? That way when it dries, you don't get these marks like that, because they try to clean, they try to spot clean just this area here, and maybe they got the mark out, but now you see the water stain all the way around it. Do you see there? There's another one there. So you wouldn't see those lines at all. You wouldn't see that line, this line, all these other lines if you were to have saturated the whole thing, you know, lightly and evenly all the way through. Jeez, I'm getting tired just thinking about this. All these clear story windows have to be washed. So they're gonna get up there and wash those too. Here's some up here. Those are kind of cool. That's a lot of light in here, or this place would be dark, you know? Even this, see up there? That nice clear story lighting with the cathedral ceilings. It just makes the units look bigger. You can get a unit like this instead of a ground floor where they have flat ceilings or something like that. It just airs it out and it makes your unit look bigger. And there's no two ways about that. All right, I think I'm done. Thanks for joining me. And the next thing I'm gonna do with this smoke damage, the cigarette smell, when they're in here tomorrow, I'll probably make some more follow-up videos for this because I want you to get the full Monty. Well, that's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.